So for week 7 of the 954sports.com high school football game of the week, it was on to Plantation High School for yours truly and 954sports.com. I'm Matt Levine. Thank you for joining me on the 954sports.com YouTube station. Please go ahead and subscribe and check out 954sports.com. I want to thank Will Banks, the athletic director, and the entire staff at Plantation High School for making 954sports.com at home last night to cover the football game between a pair of city rivals. The Mayor's Cup on the line. South Plantation High School, the Plantatiions, with a mark of 4-2, visiting the hometown Colonels of Plantation High School, a perfect 5-0. Let's show you the highlights. Each and every week I talk about pageantry and what it means to high school football. And it was alive and well in full effect last night. A great night for high school football. Homecoming night at Plantation High School. Early on, the defenses were being celebrated. In fact, it took until about 2 minutes left in the first quarter for the first score. And it was Plantation High School with this interception by this dude right here. Darian Harrison gets the INT. And when you get a turnover at Plantation High School, you get the turnover chain and you get to celebrate in style and you get to strike a pose. How about that, Darian Harrison? Way to go. I love it. Meanwhile, first touchdown play of the game on a pass. There would be plenty of those. Gerard Nesbitt hooked up with this guy, Jacoby George, on 2 touchdown passes. Nesbitt was fabulous in the first half. Here's the 30-yarder to George. How good was he? 15-22, 274 yards with those 5 TDs. Before we show you the next one to George, let's salute some Uncle Sam's finest. In fact, let's salute all of them. I want to thank all the service members, past and present, for their service to the United States across the globe. God bless them, including those 2 gentlemen right there. Meanwhile, Nesbitt finds George on this 64-yarder. Celebration time, cool in the gang style, right? At Plantation High School. Then they went back to the air, and this time it was Nesbitt finding Devin Howard. Yours truly filming it. The guy who misses the tackle crashes helmet first into my right knee. I got the shot, though. Also got some soreness on that right knee today, but nothing a couple leave aspirin won't take care of. I'll survive. Soon things were 29-0. And South Plantation found themselves trying to get back into this one desperately. Great touchdown pass for the score. Plantatiions, 26 yards from Alan Stanley to Tariq Kahuk. But Plantation High School has shown, yes, we can play defense. We can throw the football effectively for touchdowns. And we can also play special teams. The ensuing kickoff. Look at this guy turn on the afterburners like a Corvette. Has a 6th gear. Xavier Carter, 95 yards to Bay Dirt. Thank you very much. That's the touchdown. Celebrates with his teammates. And just for good measure, the Colonels would get a pair of first half rushing touchdowns, including this one to close out the first half, scoring by Amari Jones. Look at the score after one half of football. Plantation, I think it's safe to say, Plantation High School over South Plantation High School at the half in cruise control. We'll get to the second half highlights and the post game, but first, each and every week I like to do this. I like to highlight the outstanding bands that we get to see in covering the 954sports.com high school football game of the week. And no shortage of bands. That's right, plural last night. South Plantation High School had their band on hand, and they were fabulous, as was the Plantation High School band. So without further ado, it's time to give you a taste, and let's strike up the band. I told you they were good. Outstanding. Meanwhile, in the second half, status quo for Plantation High School, protecting that big lead and getting another interception. This time it's Dave St. Hilaire. Enjoy wearing that turnover chain. In the end, it was Plantation High School over South Plantation High School. There you see the final score, 61-7. Wow. And they get to celebrate. Coach Steve Davis hoisting the Mayor's Cup with his team, and Plantation Mayor Lynn Stoner was on hand as well. And what a moment for these young men, claiming the city championship of Plantation. And afterward, I got a chance to catch up with a few of the Plantation High School football players and get their post-game reactions. Let's give you a trio of them to start it off. This is Jacoby George, Devin Howard, and Dion Scott. They talk about the win, what it means to the school, and pretty much being able to keep things in perspective as they head into Week 8.
It means a lot because it was a rivalry game, and then we won 61-7, so we did what we had to do.
It builds up confidence, it keep the team rolling. So, we keep winning, everybody happy, because when the football team winning, the whole school happy,
Back to school, everybody going to be excited and everything, but we just trying to get ready for next week, St. Thomas, and we just trying to, come out that game with a W too.
3 outstanding football players and gentlemen off the field as well. Thank you, guys. Now I want to tell you about the homecoming king, right? And get to his interviews. But first, we've got to show you a picture. This is off the Twitter feed for Plantation High School. There you have it. Great picture there. Gerard Nesbitt, again, homecoming king last night, and king of the gridiron. I told you about the 5 touchdown passes. Didn't only tell you about it. We showed you 3 of them. I had a chance afterward to catch up with Nesbitt and get his thoughts on the win.
We came out here as a rival game, and we went against South Plantation. We went out here and we handled business. We went out and put points on the board, and we had stops on the defense.
And like any great quarterback, right? They never forget their offensive line. Nesbitt doesn't forget his.
Offensive line, they're a good offensive line. They give me a good time back there. We got a good 56. 56. We got Shamor 55. I'm at 54. Brandon, everybody, our offensive line is good.
And there you have it. Great night. A nice kid. And we wish him and Plantation High School lots of luck the rest of the way as they get the Mayor's Cup last night. And hats off to South Plantation High School. Tough night on the gridiron, but I was there watching. They gave it everything they had. Next week, both teams will be back at it. It'll be Plantation at St. Thomas Aquinas. A couple undefeated teams will square off. Meanwhile, the 4-3 Paladins of South Plantation will take on Fort Lauderdale. By the way, St. Thomas and Fort Lauderdale High School both victorious on Friday night as well. As for yours truly, undecided where I'm headed for next week's high school football game of the week on 954sports.com. We'll see which game we select to cover for Week 8. Until then, I wish you well, and I thank you for joining me as we were able to give you highlights and more of the Week 7 matchup between South Plantation High School and Plantation High. I'm Matt Levine saying so long.